Boom, chest day complete. As you saw, it's a pretty solid workout. I don't foresee my chest training changing too much because every time I do that exact routine right there, I get the best pump. I feel the best amount of fatigue. It's really easy to make the mind-muscle connection when I'm working throughout. So for me, and this may not be the case for everybody, but for me, that's the perfect chest workout. So we started with, and I think I might actually start doing it this way, because usually I start with the cable presses, but this time I started with the supine press. And, you know, I warmed up, of course. I warmed up my rotator cuff before I got there and went lighter on a few sets. And then my working sets, they just felt so good. Like, I could have almost called it after 3 sets of that and been satisfied with the chest pump I got. That's how good it felt. But, I mean, finding the right position on the bench, the same thing can be said about a lot of machines. Just find the right spot, control the weight, squeeze at the top, control it on the way down. Did 3 sets there, and my chest was full of blood. It was fantastic. And then after that, I did the cable presses. You know, you want the cables to be set up to almost your full stretch position, a little bit past maybe, so you can keep the tension on your chest throughout the movement. But keeping your elbows tucked in a little bit and really, really squeezing at the bottom like that, you'll get a pretty good chest pump from that. So if you're looking for like a chest workout to do that's not going to bother your shoulders as much, this is what's been helping me. So rotator cuff warm up, the supine press, cable presses. So I did 3 sets of that one. And then I finished with weight assisted dips. I'd like to work that up to being weighted dips, you know, with the belt and the chain and having a 25 pound, 45 pound plate. But with it being at the end of my chest workout and I'm already pretty tired, it's a lot easier to control myself going up and down. I think that's why it's not bothering my shoulder. So that'll probably be in the distant future, and it might have to start with that to be able to achieve that. So we'll just see if we end up doing that sometime this year, maybe sometime next year. But I'm in this for the long run, so I'm sure it'll happen at some point. So I did 3 sets of that. Did my pose down, only had time for 20 minutes of cardio because I did not want to, the 30 minutes of cardio is important to me, but what's more important is my nutrition. And if I would have stayed 30 minutes, I would have had trouble getting home in time to cook some eggs and still get to work on time. And I don't want to sacrifice that part because it crossed my mind. I was like, when I get to work, I'll just eat some Clif Bars. Clif Bars are my backup. They're not my staple. My staple is the eggs. So if I have the opportunity to eat the eggs and I just have to slash off 10 minutes of my cardio, that's just what's going to have to happen. You know, finding that balance, right? But everything's feeling good. Every time I pose down, I'm seeing something new in the mirror, so that feels pretty cool, feels pretty great to be able to see the progress. And here lately, I've just been seeing a lot more, and I don't know why. I don't know if I was just teetering on that body fat percentage where you really start seeing stuff, and I'm finally starting to dip below that, but we're moving that needle, and it feels pretty awesome. So tomorrow is leg day. I'm sure it'll be a great one. We'll see. I might end up doing heavy squats again. But if I'm in there like really early in the morning and there's nobody else in the gym, I'm probably not going to do heavy squats because I'd hate to pass out, hit my head. It's just not the smartest thing to do. But don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive and never, ever give up on yourself. I'll see you guys next time.